What's up, everyone? It's your boy Scott. Welcome to the Scott Report, and today we are back with another Marvel Rivals Spotlight, and one that at first I wasn't gonna do because I've already kind of overloaded you guys with Angela content already, but I just like the character so much, man. And when she first dropped, it was a lot of videos, discourse, and things like that saying that she's a bad character, but I do not think so. In fact, I think she's pretty beastly. She's been one of the most fun characters I've played probably since Emma Frost and Invisible Woman. Like, she's really up there on my rotation now. Plus, you have her 2099 skin, which looks very awesome. I mean, personally, I like her traditional one myself, but this one's cool too because just the effects on it are so nice. So, for those that's just joining, or it's been a while since we did a spotlight video, what we're basically going to do in this is we're going to go into practice mode. We're going to take a look at all of Angela's abilities. We're going to go through some tips and tricks, and we're also going to go through her lore and things like that. So let's go ahead and start with that first. A little tidbit for people who don't know about Angela. Angela's actually from Image Comics. She was a Spawn character. Little fun fact for that. But things happen, licenses change hands, things like that, and then she was brought into the Marvel Comics world, and she was made an Asgardian, as she is the sister of Thor by Odin. Because Loki's his half brother. She is actually an Odin because she has the Odin in her name. Coming in, basically, Angela is a Vanguard. Real name, Angela Odinstendottir. I probably butchered that, but as the Hand of Heaven, the warrior called Angela embodies unwavering courage and determination, able to manipulate Ichors into various weapons and unfurl her wings and soar across the battlefield. She is ready to deliver divine judgment upon foes. So that is her Marvel Rivals overview. Of course, cosmetics. We got the classic skin, which is the one that I use the most. So I'll probably actually just switch it back now that we've seen the other one. But, for practice mode, I'm going to use the Sculpt 2099, which is a Marvel Rivals exclusive. And this character intro is just beastly. Look at that. It's like she looks a little bit too futuristic to be the badass warrior that she is. But that skin is just chef's kiss. So we also have, another one as a Marvel Rivals exclusive, but it's just kind of like teal on silver. So we have that. I had long thought heaven to be my forever home when I reveled the angels in the glow of the sacred light, yet on the day the truth shattered. My beliefs, I saw clearly heaven was never meant to be my true dwelling. So a little bit of backstory on that. Of course, you can also put our costume on random, which is a new feature in season 4. MVP for this skin, which we've seen a lot in our previews because I've just been beasting with this character. Escape from the shackles. So that looks cool. Damn that public eye. I'm no one's puppet. My mind is my own. I'll shatter any chains they try to bind me with. And of course, you have her original, which also looks cool too, because she has the Ichors that make her weapons and things like that. Emotes, you got the For Heaven, where she stands and holds the sword up high. And her default, spitting the spear, so that's pretty cool as well. Not really that big in sprays. She does have some emotes. I do have her emote pack. So you can see these here, which are all pretty cool. Let's jump into our lore. So, for Angela, again, she's a Vanguard. She's actually coming in, what difficulty did they give her? Difficulty 4? Because she is a flying Vanguard, so it might be a little bit difficult to learn how to play with her at first. Something that you'll hear me say a lot in this video is spin the block, because she's going to have a momentum meter that I'll get into that's really going to maximize her damage. But as far as lore, as far as the Marvel lore, because again, she was an Image comic character at first, it says, long ago, adrift, the infant daughter of Odin was stolen and raised amongst the angels of the 10th realm. She rose through the ranks to become the realm's most feared and respected warrior, Angela, the Hand of Heaven. When Hela kidnapped Angela's baby sister Lalsa, Angela prepared to give chase, but all of heaven was swept into a collapsing universe where gods and demons were locked in eternal combat. Angela eventually found her way back home, tracking Lalsa to Hela to the 8th city in the newly formed Heart of Heaven. So that's basically how we got to Kunlun and all of that of the like with this character. She's also another fun fact. She was also a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. So that'll explain like the banter that she has with like, you know, Star-Lord, Mantis, Rocket and people like that. She was a member of those characters. As far as like first appearances, she showed up in the Marvel crossover event Original Sin. That was in like the 2010s, I believe. So let's go ahead and take a look. As you can see, she has free flight. There is no limit, so she's just like Iron Man, Human Torch, Ultron. She can fly at will. You can see that little meter in the middle. When that fills up, her attacks does more damage, like, and it pushes back Luna Snow. But he's gonna have trampoline, so this is gonna be annoying. See if we can reset her. Let's spawn her back. So let's get into Angela's abilities. Go back into flight form. She can ascend and descend. As you can see, she's very fast. Like she is about as fast as Iron Man boosting at default right now. So first and foremost is our primary attack. The Spear Icarus. Lunge forward with your spear, dealing damage that increases with attack charge. At full charge, Spear Icarus can deal more damage and launch up enemies. So, as you can see, you pop Luna, she goes up. But let's go to the robots that take a little bit more of punishment so you can see things in a better light as far as how she operates. So this is our primary fire. It is infinite, but as you can see, just by default, these robots don't have that much HP. It takes 6 to take them out. However, you see this little meter here, which gives them momentum. Gives her momentum. When that fills, look how much that took just from doing that alone. So a lot of times when you're in battle with her, you're gonna have to spin the block. You're gonna have to go in, get your hits, fly back, get it again. By now, maybe that person may have been healed a little bit, or they may have got flanked and got a little bit more attack. You come in with that again, you're gonna take somebody out if you can get to them in enough time. So that's where she becomes very dangerous. Just building, you have to build it up. The thing is, this game is so fast paced and it requires so much patience that maybe about time you get back to full, they might be down or they might be fully healed. But with the pushback and how much just raw damage it does overall, she still becomes a problem with that. So her next ability is the Axis of Icarus. Alternate powerful strikes forward with twin axes, dealing increased damage and attack charge grows. The fourth strike propels you within a swift dash. Now what they don't tell you about that is you actually have to activate her L1 ability on console called Divine Judgment to get her axes out. Dive towards, switch to twin axes, and fuse the ground with Icarus to create a Divine Judgment zone upon impact. Within the zone, gain enhanced speed and attacks grant bonus health to self and nearby allies. So you have to do this dive down where she makes this area of effect that you can see. Not only does it does damage while you're within, you are also getting bonus damage or bonus health, similar to how Magic is when she's attacking with her ability. So once again, you want to spin the block, you get you a good hit off. Let's take off cooldowns so we can do things a little bit quicker. But just know that there are going to be cooldowns on these abilities. So let's go ahead and take him out so we can start the bar over. So you want to spin the block. Say you're approaching in, you see like someone by themselves, bam, fall, and you just go to work. Of course, naturally, they're going to be moving out of that area of effect. And once the area of effect is gone, you want to get out of there because you're not going to be doing any like bonus damage or anything. Honestly, like her attacks are pretty weak unless you are in this powered up state where she does more damage in this form too when she's fully powered up. So you just want to make sure that if you can, before you engage, you want to make sure that you are completely powered up before you make your pursuit. So our other abilities is the Assassin's Charge, which you can push in. You can push people in. She has a meter. Now that's where her meter comes in, because the higher that meter is, the longer she flies with it, the more impact she does. She's able to grab like 2 people with this ability, and you can just go for it. You can try to push people off the ledges. You can get KOs that way because she's not going to perish, but she can fly. But you can take other people out with this ability. It's really good if you're trying to target people. You can push people off points. You can isolate people. You can take a healer and pick them up and get them up out of there. So you can make a big impact with this ability for your team. Just even if it's just as simple as just kidnapping someone and just taking them away from the battle. Primarily, you know, healers. You want to just grab those guys, spear, take them up, leave them somewhere else, drop them off over a ledge, and you just made a big move for your team at that point. It also does damage when she attacks. Sometimes you can't get picks by running by and like attacking people. Like if you're on flight and you just run into somebody and do it. But she needs juice. She at least has to be outside of that red meteor on the right in order to do it. Sometimes just running into people, it could be enough damage to take them out if they're really low. Go to work, fly. You can also use this to build up your meter. It gives you a pretty good momentum, so you can build that up pretty quick, so you can spin the block again. Some combos I like to do, I like to hit, then I like to grab them while they're stunned. Probably like push them in a corner so I can get the AoE down, so it takes them a bit to get away, get damaged that way. As far as her being a Vanguard, she's gonna be more of an off tank, because she can get the numbers. She can get the numbers for sure, but her kit is made for her to attack and primarily to chase down those pesky Iron Men, those Ultrons, those Human Torches, you know, Doctor Strange when he's trying to fly away, etc., because you can do full pursuit in the sky. And when you hit them with the spear, like, it knocks people up, but like if you hit someone flying at full charge, it also lowers them a little bit, so it can make it a little bit easier for your team to pursue them and hit them. So that's another good use for it as well. Other things that she has in her kit, again, you can drop down. That brings down the area effect, push you into twin axe mode. You can move around in this mode as well, but you really want to try to use it in the AoE effect, and you can just go back into the sky very easy. So you find yourself in battle, you're getting your hits, you start to take fire, you can hop up, fly away again. Especially like if you already have this, you can get out of there, get to a health pack, get to your team for healing. She's very mobile, and for her to be as fast as she is, to be on the attack, she is very formidable. So her next ability, of course, she has a shield. Transform Icarus into shield, gaining an attack charge while absorbing damage. So not too much of a shield, only like 350. So really her shield is only on par with like Captain America. But one interesting thing is that if she is blocking, she also gets this thrust meter. Like if she's blocking damage with her shield, her meter builds up. Like you can see it building up slowly here, but if she's taking a lot of fire, that builds it up as well. So now you're pretty much just gotta fly again a bit. Bam, right back in the fray. Do your damage. I'm out of here because I probably took damage by now. Unless you got somebody pocket healing you. So that's her abilities pretty much overall. Last thing we have is our ultimate, which is Heaven's Retribution, which wrap your spear in ribbons and hurl it with force. Upon impact, the ribbons bind nearby enemies. Angela can leap to the spear's location, damages surrounding enemies, and creating a divine judgment zone. So it can be done anywhere. You throw that out. You push your shoulder button. You push in your button. She does a leap with another AOE effect. Now, this ability, it holds opponents in place so they can't move. And it could also be damaged, like you can get it off of your team, or like if it gets it does have a bar. So once it is destroyed, similar to like, you know, Rocket's ability where he puts down the amplifier, it can't be destroyed. That will free everybody from their captivity, and you can go on about your business. So that is pretty much Angela in a nutshell. Again, I absolutely adore this character. We've seen gameplay, so I just wanted to drop in and just show you guys how she works, how she operates, and just let you know a little bit about the character themselves. So with that being said, we are gonna go ahead and end here. So let me know what you thought of the video in the comments below, and let me know what you guys think of Angela. I think she's very underrated. Like, I haven't checked like videos after we've had like a week with her now to see how everybody else is feeling about her. I know at first the reception to her was negative because I don't think people took enough time to understand how she works and how to make the best out of her. But I can assure you, and you can check out my other video that I have with me just wreaking havoc with her, that if you use her tools, if you spin the block with her and get that damage once you're full, you're going to be picking people off and taking people out like crazy with her. And if you're using your shield too, she's a formidable tank. She's like something different that this game needed, because it was like too many characters like from earlier seasons, even though we're only in season 4, and from the base game, who was just getting away with stuff a little bit too much. And Angela completely eliminates that for the most part. I mean, like if you're in a game where you're dealing with flyers and your team is getting flacked by them, we have somebody now that we can pick besides Iron Man or, you know, Human Torch. We can pick somebody that's a little bit more able in the air instead of just having to, you know, kind of just swing that or shoot out that we can take care of. So that's my Angela Spotlight. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me. I really appreciate that. Thanks for stopping by. Be sure to follow me on Twitch as well at The Scott Report. I stream at least every weekend and randomly throughout the week, but it's always something fun for there. And maybe one day I'll get back to anime content. But until then, it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.